One thing that I look forward to and enjoy since I started this channel is flying on themed livery aircraft. Many airlines have them, but I find them sometimes tricky to even spot, let alone fly on. So it's always a surprise when they show up at your gate. Today, we're lucky enough to enjoy one of WESTJET'S themed livery aircraft for our regional flight. We begin on a lovely day in beautiful British Columbia. Good afternoon and welcome to Abbotsford, British Columbia. Today we're on the hunt for a much more successful travel day. Definitely check out my last video to see the wonderful travel experience provided by Flair Airlines. Today we'll be heading back to Calgary with WESTJET'S. So today we'll experience WESTJET'S mainline product on a domestic regional route. The flight is set to depart at 2:40, but it's already been delayed to about 3 o'clock, 3:05, something like that. But it looks like a nice clear day here on the Pacific Coast. Lovely day to go flying as you go from A to B. But first, I want to show you this. I think this is actually pretty cool, so check this out. So I'm just at the entrance to the airport, and it's just on Mount Lehman's Road. So if you take this road 1,500 meters south, I don't even think it's 2 kilometers, you'll get to Zero Avenue, which is the street that runs along the Canada-US border on the Canadian side. And you can see one of those international border markers, which is pretty cool, and there's thousands. I think if you go to Wikipedia, it'll tell you how many there actually are between the Pacific Coast and the East Coast on the other side of the country, which is pretty cool to do. So I thought I'd come out here and just quickly show you that. A mile north of the 49th parallel lies Abbotsford Airport, a small, single-level airport located on the south side of the city, servicing the BC Lower Mainland with bus access to Vancouver and walking access to Washington State. The airport has been around since the 1940s, with the terminal being upgraded and expanded in the late 2010s, and remnants of a bygone era can still be found to this day. I thought this water clock was a cool feature. Can you tell what time it is? YXX is an airport which is attractive to low-cost carriers, and as far as I know, WESTJET has been servicing this airport ever since their inception in the mid-90s. Like when I'm flying in Japan, it's not necessary to arrive terribly early before your departure time at these smaller airports, especially if you manage to check in online. Gateside is equally as simple and utilitarian, with only a handful of gates and a small cafe bar at one end. The airport provides some lovely views of the American Rockies to the south, and you can view both commercial and general aviation. I was able to catch our WESTJET aircraft landing. WESTJET provided accurate information about our flight delay, and they managed to turn the plane around fairly quick, so not too long after, it was our turn to jump on board.
You can't use the phone here.
No, it's just that boarding pass. So, this is one of WESTJET's Disney-themed livery aircraft. There's 2. And with the ground boarding and able to use the rear door, we were able to get some fabulous views of the livery close up. Do you like the summer or the winter side of the livery? I think boarding with both front and rear doors should be done more often. I found the boarding process very quick and efficient. Today we're in seat 21F, situated right behind the right wing.
Welcome on board. For everyone's safety, all carry-on items, including laptops, must now be securely stowed either under the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin.
We ended up departing 65 minutes late, hardly noticeable compared to what we experienced 2 days earlier. WESTJET'S frozen livery aircraft is one of 36 737-800 aircrafts in their fleet. Each has 174 seats, 42 more seats than their Dash 700 variant. The first 12 seats are WESTJET'S premium cabin. This particular aircraft's interior was renovated, so the premium seats in the front are proper premium seats, rather than a normal seat with the middle seat blocked off. It's a quick 1-hour hop to cover the 398 miles over the mountains to reach Calgary. The cabin is laid out in a standard 3-3 seating configuration with gray seatbacks and dark blue seats and carpet. WestJet's lighter teal accents run down the length of the cabin under the overhead bins. The last row is indicated as less desirable on their seat map. The seats have an easily adjustable headrest to provide increased comfort. With WestJet renewing their fleet interior, gone is the individual IFE screen in the seat on their 737s. The seatbacks now have a literature pocket on top with the safety card and in-flight menu. Below is the table and a small net pocket. The power outlet is located right under the table, a better placement than compared to under your seat. And I didn't realize this until near the end of the flight, but there's also a USB slot tucked in there as well. Seat pitch is 30 inches, providing enough space for an economy seat. Besides being the most undesirable seat out of the three, the middle seat's legroom is slightly diminished due to the electrical box. The placement of the life vest also means that a puffy bag would be better stowed in the overhead bin. And above, you have access to the air control and reading light. And this is one part of the cabin which hints at the age of the aircraft. Though there's no IFE screen, WestJet does stream content to your device. There is an extensive selection of content to watch, and you're able to stay up to date with world events. There's several internet options as well, though I didn't bother on this short flight. And this is part of the show where I reach out to new viewers to subscribe for continued travel and aviation related content. This is my last video from Canada for the summer of 2023. So after this, we'll be back in Japan, and I'll bring you some nice videos from there. The seatback table is nice and sturdy and clicks into place, adding increased rigidity. WestJet offers a nice menu ranging from snacks to light meals on their mainline aircraft. However, this is only offered for flights longer than 90 minutes, so unfortunately, this flight didn't make the cut. Nonetheless, there was a quick drink service, and I went with a Coke Zero. We had the options of cookies or pretzels, and I managed to score 2 bags of the latter. I enjoyed the cookies on my late flight the other day. So cheers to enjoying a nice, relaxing regional flight. Time to enjoy the views of the Rockies for the last time this year. And here's a look at one of the rear lavatories on board. It's pretty small, with an equally small sink, but it was clean and tidy. This was a very pleasant flight, a much better experience than we previously had. Even though the flight was delayed by an hour, passengers were kept in the loop with accurate information. WestJet provides a solid onboard experience, from the smooth IFE, comfortable seat, to the service on board. It's been many years since I flew with them on a longer route, and I look forward to enjoying their Dreamliners and new premium cabins one day. WestJet also has their own carbon offset program, and you can choose which project your offset goes to, which I think is a great idea. On this short flight, we offset 0.16 tons of carbon. You can see the total carbon offset in the channel's About page. The price of this ticket came out to $96, and for a price like that, I wouldn't even bother with a low-cost carrier. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about WestJet's Disney's livery plane, and I'll catch you in the next video when I'm back in Japan.